Hi, this is LauraJthe.Treetalker, and I am going to do a card reading today, an oracle card reading, on how the Middle East situation is going to affect the rest of the world outside of the Middle East itself. Last time I did a reading, it was about how the Middle East, what could we expect from it, and it talked mostly about how the countries there, that block of countries themselves, are going to relate to it. And I thought it came out very positively in a sense. So this is like, okay, all this stuff has happened and people are worried about war, they're worried about sleeper cells, they're worried about all kinds of stuff like that, or what certain other countries will do in response. So what I'm going to do is ask about that. And the cards have been pre-shuffled because they're a pain. And I will now move this down to where you can see, hopefully. All right, so we do this bit. I do a 5-card spread. A single, it depends on what comes up. If I feel like I need to do 2 rows, I do. Last time I did 3 and had to release it in 3 videos, which was kind of a pain, but that was okay. Okay, and I have 5 cards, and I've never really decided what the positions mean. It's just like, okay, what's going on there is like a cumulative thing. So we'll start with this one. Why does this one keeps coming up? Burha Classic. Right. River Hemp Quickness, but it's reverse. And I mean, I can't remember what side of these on. I think I do here first. I don't think it matters at this point. This one is Jacaranda, Cleave 2. And it is upright. This one is Tamarack, reversed, Conflagration. Ooh, I don't like that coming up. And this one is Sugar Maple Enchantment. And it's reversed. So, what do we got? We've got Classic. Okay, the response of and the, I would say what it means is that it will be the typical response. It'll be the classic response. It'll be, you know, what you would expect. Nothing new here. It will, this one, quickness in reverse, obviously means that it isn't going to be quick. It's going to take a long time for parties to decide what they want to do and what they're going to do, who they're going to ally with. And then this will mean that there's going to be cleave to, means that people are going to take their typical sides, like, oh, we're on this side, we're on that side. And okay, then you've got Tamarack Conflagration, but it is reversed. That would mean, in my mind, that we're not talking about nuclear war. Because the conflagration would mean the whole thing's going to burn up to hell. And that doesn't show that. Enchantment reversed means that people are seeing things clear-eyed. Because they're not under a spell of any kind, believing it's going to be a certain way. Let's do a second one here. clarification cards, basically. And we start with this one. This one is Hornbeam Freedom, and it is upright. This one is Katsura Grand, and it is also upright. This one is Shea Nut, and it is reversed. I agree. Interesting. These phrases, this is what the trees came up when I asked, what do you want to have on your thing? What do you want to represent or have represent you or whatever? This one is Pawpaw, Voluminousness, and it is also reversed. And there's only these ones underneath things. This is Rhododendron, Authority. Okay, and it's upright. Okay, so the second thing is, did I just read that? Freedom. Okay, freedom. Freedom, and we've got grand, disagreements, disagreement. Voluminousness means lack of it, well, lack of lumen, which means that not as much will come out of it change-wise as you might think. Rhododendron is authority, and that will mean that, well, it's a question in my mind of what kind of authority, who's in authority. But the authority is an issue. Who's got the authority? Who's taking authority? Who's giving authority? Who's... Okay. Let's do a third. This is Hemlock, Timelessness. This is Anna Tree, Delegated reversed. This is Koa Acacia, Reaching Out, upright. Mesquite, Sagacity, upright. And you, Stability, reversed. Okay. Now I'm going to pick these up, get them out of the road. At least we got different cards this time. worry when the same stuff comes up. Well, then maybe I'm not separating them well enough. Okay, so Hemlock, timelessness. My God, doesn't it seem like this stuff goes on forever? Wars, 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 wars. And also, there's something about that area of the world that seems to be stuck in a time warp where, they want to fight each other all the time. Delegated, not delegated, which means that different countries will not, well, it means that they are not going to hand over authority to anybody else. Koa Acacia reaching out, that sounds good. It means reaching out for cooperation, for agreement, for everybody working together. Sagacity means there will be wisdom involved. And instability means that there's a good chance it won't last. Now, I'm going to try to kind of wrap some of this up into one thing. I keep doing this because the screen goes off and I want to see it. So you've got the classic situation where people are taking sides. It drags on forever. People want to get in their camps. There will not be a nuclear war. I better not be proved wrong, but then if I am proved wrong, nobody's going to be watching this stuff anyway. Okay, people will be clear-eyed. There is freedom at stake, and it sounds like freedom for the people involved. Freedom for the people in the area, because there's been a certain amount of enslavement to old points of view. It is a grand change. It is important. It is and not grandiose grand, but it's a big vision. It's something that needs to happen. You're going to have a lot of disagreement. So what? Yeah, you're going to have lack of voluminousness. That's kind of a weird one, isn't it? Going to have, it will be self-contained. It's not going to spread out. It's not going to spread out, which goes along with this. And then authority to get things moving, keep things moving, will be accepted by the people involved in the area. They will accept the authority of whoever comes forward to take it. And then you've got timelessness. This is not a thing that, it's not a thing that is a specific thing in time. It's something that has been going on literally since, on one level or another, has literally been going on since the beginning of civilization. In this particular area, these particular groups have been fighting and disagreeing and going at each other, and the longer it goes on, the worse the weapons get. But to everybody's credit, nobody's going to try to slough this off to anybody else to deal with. Everybody will be reaching out for support. They'll be reaching out for help. And the thing that comes to mind when I see that one is that folks in the area will be reaching out to their neighbors and to whoever is willing to help them come to a solution. It's just the act of reaching out there. And here with sagacity is that wise people will get involved to deal with this. And for now it is unstable. But now I was asking about immediate. And I think okay, so I'm gonna let me do these. Actually, the only way I can tell what these things do is by using the camera thing here. Okay, I'm gonna do a last draw off of the instability thing. I'm gonna see what that means. Take a few cards out of here. What does that mean? Instability. We've got cooperation. This is good. We've got perspective. We've got eagerness. Actually, it was kind of reversed. So eagerness reversed, which means taking it slow. And Japan maple perpetuity. Ah, that looks good. And one more. And live oak congregation. And that's also reversed. Sorry, I keep meaning to show people things. Did I show you those others? Okay. That's congregation. Okay, so going off the instability thing, you've got people cooperating. You've got not rushing, an eagerness, there's a certain amount of reluctance to on various people's part to go into agreement. You've got the perspectives of people involved, which are different. You've got congregation, which mean in reverse, which means that you've got a lot of different parties involved in this. And then you've got perpetuity, which is the attempt to set up a situation that will last forever, which is ridiculous. Nothing's ever going to last forever. But that is the intent. So you've got a bunch of different parties with different perspectives, who are not in any rush, who are trying to set up something that lasts in perpetuity, and that they're cooperating. So that is the current thing. We've got people who are going to try to work it out. Now, I do not, these kind of cards, I doubt seriously if they would tell me who's doing what. So we're not talking about different countries. But my feeling is it is the area itself because, and I say this because this is their area of the world, and there's a lot of money over there. Not particularly evenly distributed, but it's there. And you've got people who need to share the wealth, go into green economy. This is something we talked about last time. But their perspective matters because it's their area. We don't want people from, say Europe or North America coming in and telling them what to do, because they don't need our money. We need them at this point, which is one of the reasons why they stay with oil, because it gives them power, and they don't have to kowtow to the West's desires. They can go on their own. So what they're trying to do is get something happening that lasts a long time. They are cooperating. They have their own perspective. And so they are going to work on this situation, which is unstable. And they're going to take their time at it. Anyway, I that's what I'm getting on this right now. So remember, this is a current. When I put these online, the algorithms pick me out doing this with the cane. Anyway, so so that's that, and I will post these later some point. So I would love comments on things if somebody wants to give them to me. I tend to get very few views on these things, which is, c'est la vie. So anyway, so that's what I've got for today, and who knows, tomorrow we could all be blown up. We don't know. So this is LauraJthe.Treetalker, and thank you for watching if you have. And please like, subscribe, and if you want to be notified when I do a reading, there's a little bell underneath, and you have to click on that, and it will, so you'll be notified if I've done something new. Anyway, that's it for today, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.